Welcome to the National Basketball Performance Centre here in Manchester. We're getting ready for the second game of the day. It's the D2 Women's Playoff Final between the City of Birmingham Rockets and the Sheffield Hatters. We're just going to go courtside with Darren Paul and Will Reed.
Thank you very much, Kaz. Appreciate that. Well, we've just seen a brilliant men's D3 final, and now we are set to see a magnificent women's D2 final. It's, of course, the City of Birmingham Rockets taking on the Sheffield Hatters 2, and it's about to come right up. Will, just before we get into the ins and outs of it, what do you make of today's matchup?
It's going to be an intriguing one. You've got You've got Sheffield Hatters, they've got a lot of vets and a lot of experience, international experience throughout their entire team. And you've got a young, up-and-coming COB team. It's going to be interesting how they match up. It's going to be interesting to see how the transition game works. I think that's going to be a key factor. The half-court game, I think, will be Sheffield Hatters all day long. But if Birmingham can get out a run and get in transition, I think that could be a key point.
Yeah, let's focus on Birmingham right now. City of Birmingham Rockets. 11-1, they were first in Pool 2. They are the second seed overall throughout the playoffs, coached, of course, by Ryan Emery. Now, the turnaround this team has seen. Division 2, bottom of Division 2 North last season, they had a 2-14 record, and now, they've run that pool. They have been a real force to be reckoned with. We saw what Milton Keynes Breakers did in the men's D3 final. Is that something that Cobb can take into today's game?
I mean, yeah, I think in this situation, I think more that Sheffield are the Milton Keynes of this matchup, just with their experience. But I think with COB, I think that they can take the positives of the fact that obviously what last season was. And I think it comes down to the coaching, adding a bit of more talent and some experience. But they're a youthful side, so it's youthful ignorance, I think, is their thing. They don't know any better. So they know what they are, they know what they can do. And I think that might help them in this game.
They've had quite the journey here, of course, coming by the Stockport Lapwings 62-57 in the quarter-final, and then the semi-final, University of Nottingham, the 3 seed, 61-57. So those are pretty competitive, close games against two very tough teams. A couple of players to really look out for. Katarina Saichez, she had 27 points in that semi-final, 22 in the quarter-final. So again, a key scorer that Ryan Emery is going to want to get on a roll very early.
Yeah, of course, yeah. I think Ryan's going to look to get to his main guys quicker than he might like. He's going to look for probably a decent set to start the game and look for the right options. And he's going to look for a strong defensive output from his guys, because again, it's the next play up, it's the next man up. COB have got a big squad. Let's see what their bench brings to them.
It was an 11-1 season, like we've mentioned, for the Rockets. That one loss, a 71-72 overtime loss against Cardiff City. Michelle Turner, 23 points in the contest. Sheffield Hatters, 12-0. They ran Pool 1. They were the 1 seed coming in, coached by Simon Roberts. Sarah Cooney, one of their key star players, and a huge semi-final victory over the Manchester Mystics, 84-38. Sarah Cooney had 19 in that one, the two-time MVP back-to-back. Talk to us about Sheffield.
Sheffield, I mean, as I said, they're full of experience, full of international experience. They've been along for I don't know how. They've been going for I don't know how long. They're a really strong unit. They're effectively a D1 side playing in D2.
Okay, we're heading over to some interviews. Kaz Bullock caught up with the coaches, first from Sheffield and then from the Rockets.
Simon, congratulations on making the final. How are you feeling coming into today's game?
I mean, nerves obviously are there like any final. We've had a great season. It's a great group of girls, unbelievable. A testament to the Hatters organisation. 70% of the girls have been Hatters from being very little, so from a collective group, they're great to do. And you know, City of Birmingham have done a great job, so I think we're in for a real battle, and the fans are in for a great game.
Yeah, definitely. So you're back in the final. You won last year, and obviously you've gone 12-0 this season. You're the team with a target on your back.
Absolutely.
How do you kind of withstand that against Birmingham today?
Yeah, I spoke to Rob Palmer earlier from City of Birmingham, and he said to me the same thing. And you know, it's obviously just based on the results, we look like the favourites, but you can never underestimate anything. It's one game, so you know, we've just got to keep focused, keep everything doing what we're doing, and stick to our game plan.
Great, well, good luck today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ryan, congratulations on making today's final. Sheffield, obviously the reigning champions, 12-0 this season. How are you going to go up against them?
I think we just got to control what we can control, which is our attitude and effort. Focus on ourselves, and we know that we can bother them. We know that they're a very good team, they're very well coached. But today's all about us celebrating our success and continuing to push the boundaries of women's sport here in Manchester with the girls.
Yeah, and the City of Birmingham Rockets have done a fantastic job as an organisation this season. You've got Michelle Turner, Player of the Year. How has it been being in the organisation this week?
It's been fantastic. Like, our guys are here today as well. They've all come up early for the game. Like, me and Martin chat regularly as well, the guys that coach. So the whole club is here, and if they're not here, they're watching on the stream. And we want it to be a Birmingham takeover. We want to make sure that our fans are heard, and we're just going to have a great game today.
Great, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, of Manchester, as we get set for your Division 2 Women's NBL Playoff Final. And what a game we have set.
So that's going to do it for our pre-game coverage. We're back with all the talking points at half-time. And now over to your match commentators, Kaz Bullock and John Hobbs.
Thank you very much, Darren. John Hobbs, Caroline Bullock here for the WNBL Division 2 final between the Sheffield Hatters II and the City of Birmingham Rockets. And what a fantastic occasion. We are here in the Northwest yet again for the creme de la creme of women's basketball, and the creme de la creme of women's basketball was just honoured with a minute's applause there before the game.
Yeah, a fantastic tribute. And this is going to be a great game today. We've got two teams who have been really dominant in both of their pools. Obviously, the WNBL Division 2 this season split into three pools instead of a North and South division like we had last year. Sheffield 12-0 in Pool 1 and Birmingham 11-1 in Pool 2. And it's going to be really interesting today to me, this matchup, because neither team have been challenged too much throughout the season in their own pools. Sheffield obviously very dominant in Pool 1. Birmingham with that 1 point loss to Cardiff, but they've been relatively comfortable throughout the season, so I think it's going to make for a really good game today.
Absolutely. So the minute's applause was in memory of the great Jim Bennison, who of course founded the Stockport Lapwings, and one of the final times we saw him was when he picked up the national trophy, the national cup, last year for the Lapwings in what was a momentous occasion. And of course, Fiona Murray-Perella, who of course was another trailblazer of women's basketball in this country, both sadly passed away this year. Our thoughts and condolences involved to all involved. And we move to today's game, and here are the team sheets as you see here for the Sheffield Hatters. It's hard to really look past the incredible trio of Steph Gandy, Lisa Richards and Sarah Cooney, but there are some other players that can do some significant damage on the court as well, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Sheffield have got their very own big three, but you don't want to discount the rest of the players as well. They've got some really good guards as well down in Jodie Jerram, Jess Southwell. Jodie Jerram obviously with D1 experience, which doesn't really stand out on this Sheffield Hatters team. A lot of players with Division 1 WBBL experience, but also keep an eye out for Bria Allen. She's a very, very good player, and a bit of a problem inside sometimes.
And going to the City of Birmingham Rockets in their first WNBL final, led by former Worcester Wolves coach Ryan Emery in his first season at the club. And a fantastic mix of WNBL experience in there as well. They'll be eager to go today.
Oh, they really will, and they've got the Player of the Year for Pool 2 in Michelle Turner, runner-up in Fabienne Zia, but they've also got they've got some young players, but they've got some experienced players as well. Look out for Heather Maxwell inside. The matchup between her and Steph Gandy is going to be really interesting to see.
So Sheffield Hatters looking to retain their WNBL Division 2 championship that they won here last season against the Manchester Mystics.
And it's a hard thing to do. You're the team with the target on your back. They're unbeaten since January last year on the court. Haven't lost a game on the court since January the 29th, 2022. Every team gets going against them because you want to be the team that takes them down.
Starting fives for the Hatters: Bria Allen, Sarah Cooney, Lisa Richards, Ashley Ning and Steph Gandy. For the Birmingham Rockets, they'll be going with Michelle Turner, Katarina, she says, Enki Passaz, Fabienne Ziri and Sarah Mulgrave. And here we go, and the first basket straight away for the Hatters for Sarah Cooney, and good start for the Hatters.
Yeah, and that's what you're going to see all game long from Sarah Cooney. She's such an experienced player. She's got such a high basketball IQ, and she knows exactly where to be on the court.
Sichez nearly drove through but lost the ball. Here is Nee. Inside to Allen. Cooney again under the basket, puts it in at the second attempt, and the Hatters racing to a 4-0 lead straight away.
And that's a great start for the Hatters. They're going to be really pleased with that. And for anybody that hasn't seen this Sheffield Hatters team before, you've got to watch out for that link-up between Lisa Riches and Sarah Cooney.
Absolutely, we'll touch on that in just a second. Here with the ball, and here is Mulgrave. A three, rattles one in. Sarah Mulgrave in her second season with the team with her first field goal.
That's going to be a big confidence boost for Birmingham as well. You've scored quickly, you've got a good three-point shot, you've got a good look, and you've got on the board.
Riches inside and a foul. 3 out of 3 so far for the Hatters. And we talk about, you know, the deadly duo of Gandhi, Cooney and Riches. The two combined played all 40 minutes in last season's playoff final, combining for 70 points, 33 rebounds and 22 assists in that win against a very young Manchester Mystics team, who of course defeated the National Cup winners that year, the Stockport Lapwings, in the very last second. Zier inside, twists and turns, and good defense from the Hatters. Gandhi picks up the loose ball, and here is Bria Allen. Hatters up 7-3. Cooney inside again. Sheffield having their way inside with the Rockets as the pass from Turner goes wayward, and the Hatters will get the ball back.
And just speaking about that, John, you mentioned the 70 points combined for the three of them. That can be an intimidating thing to come up against if you're a younger team, maybe haven't been in this situation before. As we know, Birmingham have had quite the turnaround since last season. But what you need to do is keep playing your game, play the game that's got you here. So Ryan Emery's done a fantastic job this season with the club, and you don't want to fall into the trap of being forced to play the way Sheffield want you to.
Richards, here is Cooney. 6 on the shot clock for Cooney, finds Gandhi in her favourite spot, but heavily marked. Shot clock winding down, and Richards misses everything. That'll be a shot clock violation. But regardless of that, a good start from the Hatters' second team. They've only missed 1 field goal. That was, you know, a mishap there from Cooney. She put it in at the second attempt, but what a solid start from the Hatters.
Yeah, they're going to be really pleased with that as well. And that's the level they expect to come out and play at. They don't need time to warm up into this. They've been in a championship environment before. They've been in finals before. They've got a wealth of WBBL, GB experience. So it's a situation they're familiar with, and that's how they want to come out.
Fantastic pass there from Turner to find Fabienne Zahir, but she'll go to the foul line for the City of Birmingham Rockets, and it's been a fantastic season for the City of Birmingham Rockets, led by Ryan Emery, who, of course, as we mentioned at the top, was a former Worcester Wolves coach, now moving and is very happy with his life in Birmingham, and has led the Rockets. They were, you know, bottom of the league in Division 2 last season, and my goodness me, they've rebounded well this season.
They really have, yeah. 2-14 in the North Division last year, and it's just been a complete turnaround. He's done a fantastic job with recruitment, building the culture within the team, and I spoke to Ryan earlier in the season, and he was just saying how he was a bit burnt out after...
Knee from downtown, what a high arc on that three for Ashley Knee, but she makes it count. 12-4 in favour of the Hatters. Turner looks to respond and doesn't kind. Excuse me, that was Seixas for the three. My apologies.
And Emery has spoken about being a bit burnt out after feeling after his time with Worcester, and he had one conversation with
another three. Bria Allen from downtown. 3 3-pointers in a row, and you still haven't finished your sentence.
Are we going to shoot out?
That's the action we're having here. My goodness me, as Zahir has the ball at the elbow. Backing down Gandhi, turnaround jumper. And the Irish guard Knee with the rebound. Here is Riches.
And something, if people haven't seen Lisa Riches and Steph Cooney play before, I want you to watch the passing, the link up, the connection that these two players have. They've played together for 25 years, and it is just instinct. You'll see Riches throw a pass and think, well, that's going out of bounds, that's going nowhere, and Cooney just dives in from nowhere, grabs the ball, puts it in the basket.
Absolutely, and the three that we've mentioned for the Hatters have been there, seen it, done it. Of course, Sarah Cooney 22 points, 14 rebounds, 7 assists last season's playoff final. Lisa Richards, of course, a part of the original GB setup in 2006. She sets for along the baseline for the Rockets, loses the ball, it goes out of bounds, it will go to the Hatters. Birmingham fans in attendance not liking that call. Of course, a number of the men's team are here watching the women in action. They'll be in action at 6 o'clock for their Division Two final against St Helens Saints. Of course, this is game 2 of 3 here in playoff finals weekend. Cooney inside, blows the layup. Gandy gets the board, and Steph Gandy will go to the foul line. And that's what you were talking about earlier. You know, this trio of Gandy, Richards and Cooney have played together for so long they can just read each other. Don't even need to know what the other player is doing.
They know exactly where they're all going to be on court. 18 years they've played together, the three of them. And I mean, 18 years of passing the ball, knowing where each other is on court. It's going to be so in sync, and you see that in the game today.
Of course, Steph Gandy has played pretty much her entire career with the Sheffield Hatters, played in 2 Euro baskets for Great Britain, and was one of the WBBL originals, shall we say, in 2014, averaged 21 points, nearly 22 points a game actually for the Hatters. She makes them both.
First WBBL MVP.
Yeah, led them to a league playoff double. Here is Turner, looking for options. Birmingham not really getting into their set quickly here, and that's a turnover. Cooney comes up with it for the Hatters, up by 10. Cooney inside to Richards. Richards finds Cooney a 3, short. And Cooney comes up with it as Usman with the rebound at the other end. Here is Richards going strong, and Lisa Richards, offensive foul has been called on Lisa Richards. Trying to wonder if that was actually inside the cylinder. Referees called it the offensive foul.
The Birmingham bench loved it.
And Enki Pichaz with the defensive mindset there for the Rockets. Birmingham, though, trailing by 10 midway through the first quarter. And Richards with another steal, so another turnover for Birmingham. Here come the Hatters again. Richards inside to Gandy. Knee was open from downtown, but Richards didn't need her. And the ball will go out of bounds.
And this is where you go down a bit in the first quarter. You don't want to let that rattle you if you're Birmingham. You just need to chip into this. 10 points, 5 baskets. It's not a big lead, but you just don't want to let Sheffield stretch that out further.
Alicia Ionanu comes into the game for the first time. Knee misses everything with her corner 3. Rebound by Mulgrave. Turner inside.
And Turner
Ruth Usman couldn't hang on to it, Susan.
Turner and Zia this season as well. That's it. You've got a great guard and a great post player, and you know, normally they make that pass. It's just a little bit too strong, but they've been fantastic working together all season.
Richards to Knee. Richards. Ioanu was wide open from downtown there, but Richards again decided not to use it. Here comes Pichaz for Birmingham. Inside to Usman. Usman loses the ball, but the Rockets will keep hold of it with 17 on the shot clock. A lot of time with 4:14 remaining in the first. Great support here for the City of Birmingham Rockets. Here at the National Basketball Performance Centre, Turner on the catch and shoot. Misses everything, and Ioanu with the rebound. Here is Richards. Knee. Here is Ioanu. Sheffield passing it along the perimeter quite well. Needs to get it inside. Cooney comes off her foot, and away comes Turner for the Rockets. And another turnover from the Rockets. Here comes Knee for the Hatters. Play getting a little scrappy at both ends. Ioanu inside, misses the layup. And away comes Sahir.
And Sheffield, as you say, moving the ball around really well. They are a team that have got a lot of outside shooters, but also when you've got the presence of Gandhi inside, if you're Birmingham, you almost want to look at whether do you get down and double Gandhi and leave your shooters open, or do you go out to the shooters and maybe risk having Gandhi inside?
Absolutely, yeah.
You've got to pick one of the two.
Well, Riches is slowing it down. 7 to shoot for Cooney, driving inside. Gandhi, beautifully done. Great link-up play by the veterans Cooney and Gandhi, and a timeout call by Ryan Emery. He's seen enough. The Hatters lead 19-7 with 3:10 remaining in the first quarter. A fantastic start for the Hatters, shooting 7 for 14 from the field and just 2 for 7 right now for the Rockets. They have 9 turnovers so far.
And both shots from the Rockets coming from three-point range as well. So, you know, a fantastic job from them behind the arc. But I just think Birmingham just need to settle down a little bit, just not get forced into the turnovers. They've got time to slow it down. You've got a lot of basketball left to play. You don't need to rush. Yeah, you're down 12. Quick maths there. And,
it's early in the day. It's late in the
it?
day, isn't it? I mean, come on.
You just need to chip into it. Just break that down a little bit. Take your time with the ball. You don't need to rush a shot. Move the ball around. They saw what Sheffield were doing there, moving the ball around, looking for a good shot.
Absolutely. And Sheffield Hatters, a team with an incredible pedigree across the women's basketball division, founded, of course, in the 60s, and one of the premier women's teams in the women's basketball, not just in the WNBL, but in the WBBL as well. And of course, exciting times ahead for the Hatters, moving into a new arena in Sheffield, hopefully next season joining up with the Sharks in the British Basketball League. So exciting times ahead for the team from the Steel City.
Yeah, and that's such a great step for them to take as well. And obviously the legacy that Betty Cardona's built through the club has just been amazing. What a woman she was, and everything that she's done for the city of Sheffield and basketball, and just like you say, basketball
Absolutely,
in the country.
Turner. Seychelles with the pass outside, 3 on the way from Pierpoint. This is everything. And a shot clock violation. As another broken possession from the Rockets, but it was better. There was promise there. Good passing around, getting a lot of off-ball movement there.
Yeah, definitely. And Seychelles, though, she got a good cut to the basket, had a good look. I would have liked to see her take that shot because she can make that.
Yeah. Inside to Gandhi. Gandhi, tough reverse. Bria Allen was fighting for it. And away come the Rockets. A little bit of a push up there from Seychelles, but the referee didn't see it. And a bucket there for the Rockets. And nearly a good stop there as Maxwell was diving in. Hatters will keep the ball.
And Maxwell, someone I just want to highlight. She's she's obviously got the height advantage against a lot of players, not necessarily slightly here against Steph Gandhi, but she's very good inside, so it's going to be interesting to see how she counters Gandhi. She does that, she just knocks the ball out when she needs to.
Bennett with a tough layup, Cooney on the follow, gets it to go. Birmingham are wanting to push the ball at the moment, but with not enough people there, and a Euro step from Usman misses the layup, and the foul has been called. But Birmingham very quick to get up the court, but not enough players there to actually make it a worthwhile offense.
Yeah, and Birmingham do like to play fast. They're a team that are very good in transition, and you know, if your game plan is to outrun the Hatters, that could work very well. But you need to, you either need to kind of hang back a little bit if you're maybe outnumbered. But it was, again, a good look for Birmingham, just unlucky for it not to drop.
One of the quicker teams in WNBL Division Two, the City of Birmingham Rockets, as Sarah Mulgrave checks back into the game, and Ruth Usman takes a seat. Here is Iwanu Takuni, and another whistle has gone. Off the ball foul. And Rockets now with 1:46 remaining. Now, I think now they're in the penalty with that foul. It was an off-the-ball foul, and it was on Maxwell. And that's Heather Maxwell's first foul of the game. And of course, Another player, Heather Maxwell, who has WNBL Division 1 experience last season with the Reading Rockets, really progressed well playing in the WEABL with JMA.
Yeah, she was great in the WEABL as well. 9th in blocks the season that she played, and being able to move up to the Reading Rockets, and then we see her now with the City of Birmingham Rockets. It's great to see the development of players like that.
Gandhi splits the free throws, and here with the rebound, here is, she says, Mulgrave looking for options, instead decides to drive it inside. Here is Pierpoint. Mulgrave a three, puts it in! Big three there for Sarah Mulgrave, and the Rockets trail by 10, 22-12, with 1:18 remaining in the first.
And that's her second three, 2 of 2 from the three-point line.
Riches. Bennett thought about the three, passes it to Riches, who will put up the three. That's short. Ball bobbling around, goes out of bounds, and the Rockets will pick up possession.
So you've got a 10-point game here. Rockets have a chance to cut it to single digits. Going into the second quarter, that would be a really good confidence boost for them.
Seashers passes it off to Pierpoint. Lobs it to Maxwell, who just about hangs onto it. Maxwell with the short jumper is good. Good spell this for the Rockets as they bring it down to single figures. Here is Gandhi off the pass from Ioanu, and that's off the back iron. And away come the Rockets again in the final 35 seconds of this first period. Maxwell again backing down Gandhi, and a foul by Courtney Bennett. That'll be her first foul of the game.
And I get this, so this matchup between Maxwell and Gandhi inside, this is going to be really key for Birmingham. Maxwell with a very slight, I think she's got a couple of inches on Gandhi. If she can get that look to the basket, that's what she likes to do, and if she can get those to drop, that's going to be really good for Birmingham.
Felicity Omahosa into the game for the first time as Cooney comes up with it. Poor pass from the Rockets. Final 25 seconds, still time on the game clock, so they will get the final possession, Birmingham, of this first quarter. Ioanu for three, just about grazes the rim. And here is Omahosa driving it for the Rockets. Kicks it out, and Seashers will slow it down. Final seconds of this first quarter. Seashers a three off the backboard, and Gandhi will let that go, and that'll end the first quarter. A great start for the Sheffield Hatters II, but Birmingham picked it up a little bit towards the end of the first quarter, and the Hatters still lead by 8, but a good ending from the City of Birmingham Rockets.
Yeah, absolutely. Sheffield stretching the lead out to 13 at one point, but Birmingham haven't come back and cut this. And that last 2 minutes or so is probably how Birmingham need to keep playing. They were good defensively, able to hit the threes when they needed to, but also that move inside, as I've said to Maxwell, if you can get the ball inside and you draw Gandhi in as well, you can kick it back out, because Birmingham have got three-point shooters on that team.
You can see the highlights for the first quarter, and as said, great start for the Hatters, mainly from the inside. They were really getting their points under the basket, great off-ball movement. Birmingham were really relying heavily on their three-point strengths, and they got a good range towards the end of the first, plus they were getting some good looks inside as well.
Yeah, and that's kind of the key as well. If you're getting the looks and it's not falling, that's, it's not ideal, but it's okay, because that'll come. If you're getting those looks, you can work on it, and they have been, so that's definitely a positive for Birmingham.
Sarah Cooney leading all scorers so far with 8 points for the Hatters.
She also has 3 steals in
and
the first
also has
quarter.
3 steals.
And 3 rebounds.
You beat me to it. And Sarah Mulgrave leading the way for the Rockets with 6 points off a perfect 2 for 2 shooting from downtown.
And if we look at this, 12 points in the paint for Sheffield in that first quarter. We saw what Sarah Cooney was doing inside under the basket.
Well, so far the Hatters have led from tip to buzzer in the first period, but a good ending for the Rockets. They'll certainly be looking to carry that momentum in this second period. As Lisa Rich is really guarding Pashaj really deeply, and nearly a turnover there, and bodies on the floor, and the possession arrow will go the way of the Hatters. Great defensive stop there for Sheffield.
Yeah, really good start to the second. Coach Simon Roberts going to be really pleased with that, how they come out. And you see this with the Sheffield team. They come out like they've just carried on playing the last game they were in. There's no need for them to get warmed up. They just come straight out.
Here is Riches for the Hatters. Gandhi looking for options. Pazaz nearly got the ball there, and another whistle has gone. Offensive foul. I think that was on Sarah Cooney, who was just put her arm around one of the Birmingham players. In fact, no, it's on Steph Gandhi. Excuse me, that's her second foul.
And you see what Birmingham...
It looked like an off-ball foul as well.
Yeah, you see what Birmingham did there. As soon as Gandhi got the ball, she was double-teamed, almost triple-teamed with the help coming to her.
Inside to Sear, who misses the short two, and away come the Hatters again. Great steal, though, from Heather Maxwell, but Riches comes up with it. Ioanu with a great dump-off pass there to Cooney, who scores, and she moves on to 10. Pazaj to Zahir. Inside to Maxwell. Forgot the ball as she went for that first step. Here is Cooney again. Another layup for Sarah Cooney, who is having everything going her way right now. 12 points for the veteran. And all of a sudden, it's a 12-point lead for the Hatters. Zahir again loses the ball. Riches comes up with it. It's one-on-one. Riches against Pazaz. Pazaz holds her ground, but Bennett comes up with the loose ball. Here is Gandhi. Riches. Ioanu, a short jumper, misses everything with that. And here is Wallace. Danielle Wallace into the game for the first time. Zahir for three. Off the back iron. Maxwell again battles her way under the basket. And the Rockets will keep possession. There's a lot of fight in this Rockets team. It's just that final product right now.
There is, yeah. It can be. They're almost doing all the hard work and just not being able to finish. And we see since Maxwell's come on, she's done a really good job. She's just coming off now on that substitution, but she's done a really good job going after the ball.
And Maria Eli Heferadu coming into the game for the first time. Cooney bumps Georgia Darby into the game for the first time off the ball. And here is Riches. Gandhi inside, and Bennett will go to the foul line. And Georgia Darby into the game for the first time. Another player. There's a few of the Birmingham Rockets players who last season played for the Worcester Wolves. Georgia Darby, another one who has experience playing alongside Ryan Emery with Worcester. Actually was a junior with West Bromwich Albion and made her under-18 debut when she was just 14 years of age. So has shown great maturity in her years as a player. As Bennett splits the foul shots, and Zahir with the rebound.
And that's part of what's been key for Ryan Emery in his recruitment as well. Obviously, he's built those relationships with players, 7 years in Worcester, and the culture that they're building up in Birmingham is one that you can really draw players into.
So Birmingham get possession back. Just over 2 minutes played in this second period. As Mulgrave misses the short two. Turner, a long three, strings it.
Hit that all the way from Birmingham.
Near NBA range three-pointer for Michelle Turner, 16 points. She actually hit 4 three-pointers in that semi-final win against the Nottingham Wildcats as Eli Efahadru misses her three-point attempt. Here is Cooney. Cooney, a short jumper. And the Hatters will keep possession up by 10.
And what you want after a big shot like that from Turner, you want to get a stop here defensively, turn the ball, get Sheffield to turn the ball over, and then your points are going to come from that. A lot of players and a lot of teams that you speak about, you play defense, you do the hard work, then the offense flows naturally.
Jodie Joram into the game for the first time for the Hatters. Inside was Eliane Hadru, who misses the 2, and away come the Rockets. Cooney again with the steal, and here is Eliane Hadru driving inside, 1-on-2. Sarah Cooney now with 6 steals to her name as the Rockets pick up the possession. Down 10 with 6:58 remaining in the first period. Here is Derby.
And what Birmingham need to do here, you keep it within 10. Don't let that lead get out too far for Sheffield. Keep it within 10. It becomes a manageable game.
Another turnover though for the Rockets, and Eliane Hadru. Great defense there from Michelle Turner. And the Hatters keep the ball. It surely looked like a transition bucket again for the Hatters, and a timeout has been called.
See that? That's a great play from Michelle Turner. Don't give up the 2 points. Really good play to get her hands just on the ball.
So, game 2 of 3 here today. We watched the Milton Keynes Breakers become NBL Division 3 champions earlier with a win over the UEL London Lions, and so far the Sheffield Hatters up 10 on the course as they aim to retain their WNBL Division 2 playoff championship. But right now, they're still in a battle with the City of Birmingham Rockets, as we said, a team that finished bottom of their pool last season in Division 2, but have rebounded extremely well in Division 2 this season and have made it to the showpiece final here today. But right now, probably a bit hurried with their offense so far, and Sheffield have made them pay by patient play, patient build-up play inside, and Sarah Cooney right now with 12 points, leading all scorers.
Yeah, and Sarah Cooney with 7 steals now she's credited with. She's doing a really good job reading those passing lanes. So if you're Birmingham, you just want to slow it down a little bit and just be very, very aware of Sarah Cooney. There are other players on the floor right now, including this player, Eliane Hadru, who misses the 3-point attempt. And here is Derby. Finds Mulgrave. Derby a corner 3, and Derby is short as Eliane Hadru was called for a foul. No, it wasn't called for a foul. I thought the foul was called there, but it's actually on Mulgrave, her 3rd foul, so it's the other way around. That's a big foul as well. So Sarah Mulgrave, their leading scorer, now on 3 fouls. And that's tough as well for Birmingham with so her and Maxwell inside. They've got the height on this Birmingham squad, so it's going to be interesting to see who takes that place.
Joram was looking to collect the ball, but Michelle Turner steals it off her and scores in transition.
You're back to a single-digit game.
Birmingham looking to push the tempo as they look to build a spell. Here is Joram inside to Cooney. Cooney misses the layup, and Pierpoint with the rebound. It's a good spell for the Rockets as Derby looks to set up the play. Here is Pierpoint. Pierpoint stolen by Riches. And here comes Cooney in transition for the Hatters. Gandhi, all the time in the world and makes no mistakes. And it's a 10-point game, again, with 5:24 remaining. And a good spell for the Rockets, but it almost seemed to be in vain as Steph Gandhi had all the time in the world for that layup.
Yeah, you don't want to make a mistake like that. You don't want to leave Steph Gandhi that open under the basket, especially if you've just had such a good offensive run. because it's very disheartening as well as the team. You've done a really good job on one end, and then you just kind of left the lane open. An easy 2 for Steph Gandy.
Absolutely, and as we have this break and play, of course, the WNBL Division 2 awards were announced this week, and in Pool 1 it was a clean sweep for the Sheffield Hatters II as Sarah Cooney got a deserved MVP in the player category, and Simon Roberts, of course, Coach of the Year for the Hatters. Great accomplishment for both players.
Absolutely.
For both people.
But yeah, and very well deserved as well. And also Sarah Cooney coming off the Player of the Year award for for the North Division in 2022. Yeah. So yeah, back to back for her. And it just shows the calibre of the players and the coaches that we have in this division.
And not to be outdone, Michelle Turner for the City of Birmingham Rockets getting MVP in Pool 2, so she's looking to show out in this showpiece game today. And Tony Hitchie of Cardiff City got Coach of the Year in Pool 2. We'll get to Pool 3 in just a moment as the play resumes, and Ceacious into the game, back into the game for the Rockets. Here is Turner, and Turner's pass goes straight out of bounds, and it'll be a Hatters possession.
And I see what she was trying to do, Zia under the basket. Like I say, they've got that link up. Sheffield are the kind of team that when they make a mistake, you have to capitalise on it. So it's really difficult for you to make a mistake against them.
Cooney finds Riches at the foul line. Again, Cooney inside, gets another 2. Inside right now, Sarah Cooney is 6 for 11. As Maxwell with a wild shot inside, misses everything. Here is Riches. Looking for Southwell, who's into the game for the first time. And again, Sarah Cooney will go to the foul line for the Hatters as Jessica Southwell into the game for the first time with good build-up play there. And Sarah Cooney will go to the foul line.
Yeah, and Cooney's just been fantastic for Sheffield. She has been all season long, and we do talk about the big three, and it's almost led by Cooney. But what an experienced player, a player that she's played at so many different levels, and she's just so good at all of them.
And something that we didn't see in last season's playoff final, we've just seen right now, and that's Lisa Riches taking a breather as she sits on the bench, and Ashley Nee comes back into the game for the Hatters.
Well, it's taken her 12 months to get a break, so
she deserves it. Here is Turner. Right now, though, the Hatters up 33-19. Turner a 3 at the top, that's short off right. And here is Nee for the Hatters. Gandy.
If you're Birmingham as well, you don't want to fall into the trap of thinking you have to shoot threes to get into the lead. There's still a lot of time to play. You can chip into it. If the best looks for 3, go for it, but you don't have to shoot them.
Nee to Gandy. Gandy's short 2 is off, and Turner comes up with the rebound. Turner driving at Duran, misses everything with the layup, and Darby couldn't keep it alive, and another turnover for the Rockets. That's now 19 turnovers already with 3:49 to go in this first half.
And Sheffield making 11 points from those turnovers as well, so that's kind of the difference there you can see on the scoreboard.
And Jessica Southwell's pass goes out of bounds, but Sheffield get the ball back. Of course, Jessica Southwell, the former Great Britain under-18 international, has actually been with the Hatters for the majority of her playing career. She started with the Hatters when she was just 10 years of age, and here she is driving, finds Gandy. Nee, a high arcing 3, and that's off.
And what I really like about the Sheffield organisation is you see players that have been with the team and the club just through so many different age groups. You know, they started as kids and then they're playing in the senior team, and they have a really good pathway through all the age groups.
Ceacious for 3, and that's off to the left. And a foul has been called, and straight away Sarah Cooney acknowledged the foul. That was, can't quite see from where we are. The lovely cameraman is just blocking my view, but it was Enki Pisash who fell to the floor, but she comes right back up and Birmingham will reset with 14 on the shot clock. Zahir looking for Sishaz, driving at Southwell. Pishaz driving. Sishaz a three. And that's off the back iron. Gandhi with a big rebound. And here is knee for the Hatters and Southwell. You can sense the Hatters, who started very methodically, even though there's going to be a backcourt violation here. Well, in fact, no, there isn't. And Birmingham take full advantage. Layup from Sishaz.
I think a bit of confusion there from
just
from
a little
Sheffield.
bit. Rockets won't care. Ball goes out of bounds, and Hatters get the ball. And not much complaining on the Hatters side, even though I think Coach Roberts is having a quick word with the official. But for the Hatters, who started so methodically in the first period and getting a lot of their points inside, they are starting to push the ball a little bit in transition as Cooney gets her own rebound, and a foul has been called. That'll be 2 foul shots for Sarah Cooney.
And we got 2:25 to play. Birmingham having scored 11 points so far this quarter compared to the 22 in the first. So Birmingham have managed to slow them down. Although you then do need to capitalise on your side, 7 points
absolutely.
for Birmingham. But they have done a very good job this quarter.
Sarah Cooney again, as we said, 22 points in last season's playoff final, had 19 points, a game high in the semi-final win in their rematch of last year's final against the Manchester Mystics.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say she's going to beat that today.
Well, so far she's well on course for it, 18 points and 7 steals so far. Here is Sahir.
That's the stat line.
It already is, and we've still got 2 more quarters left. And a little bit of the second quarter. Here is knee. Great defense from Pissaz. Body's on the floor. Turner comes up with it. Turner attacking Zahir. And I think Zahir travelled with it. Oh, in fact, no, excuse me, a foul has been called.
I think that's what Sheffield were looking for.
A lot of the Sheffield players were calling that. Of course, no comparison to the black and orange as opposed to the grey and black that the officials are wearing, and a timeout has been called. And as there is a timeout called, a reflection on a fantastic WNBL Division Two season, and the Hatters have dominated in their pool, and Birmingham have dominated in their section as well. And of course, the Hatters getting to this dance by beating the Mystics 84-38 in a pretty lopsided final. It must be said, 23-6 first quarter, which really set the tone for what was to come. Birmingham had a slightly more difficult path than the Hatters, it must be said, as the Hatters won their first round game via forfeit. Yeah. And the Birmingham Rockets coming or scraping past a really determined Nottingham Wildcats side, 61-57 in their semi-final to get to this final.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a different path, hasn't it, for
really
both of them, really. Yeah, Birmingham having really fought really hard to get here. And Birmingham will just take this game as another game that they have to fight for to win, to get through. And that's the nature of the playoffs. Sheffield, we saw them when they played the Mystics earlier in the season. The Mystics played them within 16 points, which is the closest anyone's played them at one point in the season, throughout the season. Playoffs sometimes can be a different beast.
Of course, the Nottingham Wildcats team featuring a lot of WNBL Division 1 or ex-WNBL Division 1 players, most notably Ipswich's Charlotte Redhead, who was one of the leading scorers in that game, actually, for Nottingham, as ball goes out of bounds, and I think the Rockets will pick up possession with 11 on the shot clock, 1:56 remaining in the first half. Inside to Sahir, great play, brilliant off-ball movement, perfectly drawn up by Coach Emery.
That's fantastic for Birmingham coming out of that timeout, so you want to see them get a stop here, go into half-time with some momentum.
Duran. Cooney. Gandhi inside to Cooney. That is pretty basketball, and it all really started along the perimeter with Jodie Duram, and here is Zahir going inside, and a foul!
Zahir coming up big here in the second quarter.
Fabienne Zahir, who had 19 points, 14 rebounds in that semi-final win against Nottingham. Actually had a season high of 34 points in a 75-35 win over the Coventry Flames. So, can put up big numbers at the moment. She's on 5.
Yeah, 5 points, 5 rebounds. But again, it's her presence inside. She can draw players inside. She can draw that double team inside. And if that means it's going to leave Michelle Turner open outside behind the 3-point line, that's something they might go to. But once she gets going, I expect to see her points rack up.
And Gandhi with the rebound off the missed free throw. And here is Richards. Here is Duram looking for options, finds it in Gandhi. Bennett, beautiful footwork, beautiful movement from Bennett, and she puts it in. Seixas, what a move, but couldn't get the layup to go. And here is Bennett again. Duram finds Bennett. Back to Duram at the top. Riches. Driving, goes glass.
It's a great move from Riches.
Here is Pizzazz all alone, blows the layup. Need to get those points to go, but Pizzazz showing great tenacity to fight for the loose ball. Final 25 seconds of the half, and Riches tells her team just to slow it down. Here is Duram to knee. Riches thought about the 3. Duram in acres of space, but Riches will go to the foul line. We must say as well, even though it has Ann Jameson's number on there for number 5, that is Jodie Duram on the court right now.
Yes, yeah.
Just to avoid the confusion.
We had this when she was playing against Manchester earlier in the season. Some confusion.
Of course, Jodie Duram, a former Solent Kestrels player, actually still spends a lot of time in Southampton, alternating between Sheffield and Southampton for her full-time job. But here today with the Hatters, and 15.7 seconds remaining in the half, and they are up 42-25. But the Rockets will get the final possession of this first half. Here is Passage. Passage driving at Riches. Final seconds. Pierpoint misses everything. Knee as the shot clock is winding down. Knee, a big 3. Oh, nearly put it in. And that ends an entertaining first half. Sheffield Hatters lead 42-25. They've had their spells, Birmingham, haven't they? And they have worried Sheffield, especially from the perimeter. But Sheffield have been the more composed team, especially passing it around the perimeter, leading to better shot opportunities.
Yeah, definitely. That last 90 seconds or so, just getting away from Birmingham, they had that really good little run with around 3-4 minutes left, and yet they've been able to hit from outside. 4 threes compared to Sheffield's 2. They've been doing the work outside, and they've had some good looks, just got unlucky where some haven't fallen. And
Sarah Cooney flirting with a double-double of 20 points and 7 steals at the moment. She also has 4 rebounds and 3 assists, leading all scorers, shooting 53% from the field. Fantastic statistics there for Sarah Cooney.
Absolutely fantastic, and the thing that really stands out as well, of her 4 rebounds, 3 of them are offensive. She's been getting those putbacks, those second chance points, which are always so crucial.
And Katerina Seixas, who actually struggled in the semi-final against Nottingham, just 1 for 11 from downtown, as leads the way with 7.
Yeah, she's been crucial for Birmingham this game so far, and especially with Mulgrave on the bench with those 3 fouls. It's going to be interesting to see what they do in the third quarter.
So it is half-time here at the National Basketball Performance Centre in Manchester. The Sheffield Hatters 2 lead the City of Birmingham Rockets 42-25. And Darren, Will, it's all yours.
Thank you very much, John and Kaz. Appreciate throwing it over to us like this. Just before the game, you will have seen on the broadcast we had a minute applause, and that was to honour the memory of two basketball stalwarts who have recently passed away. Fiona Murray-Perilla, a giant of the game, of course, an England international and a star for Northampton, Birmingham and West Bromwich. And also Jim Bennison, MBE, dedicated himself to growing the women's game up in the Northwest. He was the founder, he's the coach of the Stockport Lapwings, as well as the Cup champions, of course, Stockport Lapwings last season. Both of them will be missed, and we hope that their memory has been honoured in today's matchup. And heading over to that matchup, talk us through what we've seen in this first half.
I mean, I'm pleasantly surprised by what I've seen from Sheffield. I mean, I think everyone coming into this game expected them to do well and to dominate in the mid-court, in the half-court game. But they've got out well in transition. Just from seeing what Cooney obviously is giving an MVP performance with 20 points at the half. But what I've been watching, just from COB's point of view, they started trying to work with a dribble handoff that wasn't working in the half court. And I said before the game, the half court game for COB isn't the answer. The answer is getting out in transition, and they need to go back to that, and that's where they're going to find some more points. The issue is Sheffield are just so experienced. They know all the little tricks to the dribble handoff, so their hands are active, they're out there, and there's a lot of turnovers are coming from that. And I think that's the issue with COB. If they can stop the turnovers, get out in transition, they'll be a lot better moving forward.
Okay, let's slow things down. Let's take a look at the Sheffield Hatters in their first half. They are up. They are up by a bit, 42 to 25. Sarah Cooney, 20 points, 4 rebounds. You heard it from Kaz and John. The foul trouble, 3 fouls. She was sent to the bench late in the second.
Yeah, I mean, going to the bench with 3 fouls and being on 20 is a bit different to being 3 fouls and not really contributing the way that you're supposed to. I think for her moving forward and for Mulgrave moving forward, who's also on 3 fouls, is kind of just playing with your hands out. Don't look for those cheap fouls and look to try and get in there and get the little ones that you usually would when you're on 1 foul. Those little cheeky ones that you feel like, I can get there. Just leave that alone, play honest defense, and then just go from there.
So obviously 20 points, one of the players of the year for a very, very good reason. Will, just talk about her offensive production in this game.
I mean, it's just a solid player. She just knows exactly what she's doing and where her good shots are, and she knows how to get her shot. So she plays within the offense. She doesn't force anything. She doesn't look to try and get her own shot. She looks for the shot within the offense. And being a player that she is, she can make those shots.
And of course, Steph Ganley as well, having herself a bit of a day, 7 points in the contest. So not the offensive production that you might expect from Steph Ganley, but the overall game and what she's bringing to this team. I mean, we saw it this time last year. She's a major problem, and defenses really struggle to deal with her.
Yeah, I mean, she's done she's exactly what she knows she can do. She's stuck to it, and she's just made sure that what she's doing, she's going to bring and amplify that. And that's all she's doing. She's just making sure that she's playing good defense, honest defense. Like I was saying, hands out, honest defense. Make them make the decisions, make the offense think. And when they make an offense think, it's not reactive, so they're not reacting to the plays that they know. They're overthinking it. Oh, is that pass there? Oh, it's not quite there. Oh, is that dribble there? It's not quite there. And that's where she's able to then make those mistakes and get those turnovers.
Taking a look at the COB, the Cardiff Rockets from Birmingham. Again, nobody for them is really standing out. Nobody's leaping out in terms of the numbers, in terms of the stats. What about the eye test? Who stood out to you?
In all honesty, I mean, I like the game of Uznan, and I like the game of Turner. I think Turner's someone that can offer a bit more than what she's offering right now. And I'm also liking the look of Zia as well, the number 12. She looks quite good as well. So does number 14, Mulgrave. But with Mulgrave with 3 fouls and only 6 points, she needs to kind of just be big, use her size and use her arms and use her length to kind of like play that position rather than looking for the block or looking for the little stick. Just be big, use your size, make them finish over the top of you, and that's the winning formula.
Her outside shooting so far, Sarah Mulgrave, is the reason she's got those 6 points, and it's looked pretty good, it's looked pretty reliable. Same with Fabienne Zia. She is not afraid to take a shot, she's not afraid to, when the opportunity presents itself, just go, and it seems early, it's a quick release, I think anyway.
Well, I've seen quicker, but it is a quick release. It is a very quick release because she makes her mind up and then she just follows through. And that's the thing. Like in the first game, when the D3 game, there was a bit of the UEL where they were overthinking their own shots. Rather than overthink it, it's just, well, this is my shot, I'm taking it. And that, it goes in or it doesn't. But if you stay with that confidence, they'll start dropping.
And another leader for them is Katarina Seychez. She's got 7 points in the contest. Again, it's not the heady numbers that we saw in the men's final, but there's 20 more minutes of action, 20 more minutes of basketball, and who knows which of these players is going to get hot at any given moment. Yeah,
I mean, 17 points isn't the end of the world at half-time. It's a couple of stops at the start of the third. Play within the third, play within that intensity, get out in transition throughout the rest of the third, and they'll chip away at this lead. They need to make Sheffield run. If they make Sheffield run and turn this into a trap meet, they will get back into this game.
We got about 7.5 minutes left until the resumption of this contest. So let's talk about Sheffield and what they're going to look to bring in this second half.
Yeah, I mean, I think they'll do more of the same. I mean, their half-court game is very, very good, but I think they'll get out in transition like they've been doing, which has been causing the foul trouble for COB. So them getting out in transition, COB, I think, oh, they're going to walk the ball up the court, they're going to do what they do, they're going to stay in the half-court offense. They haven't. They've got out in transition, which I think has shocked the system for COB a little bit. When they're getting out in transition, there's ticky-tack of fouls that they don't need to go. Just let them, if they're beating you, make the layup, get the ball, you go again, you get back on offense. Stopping it and getting the and-ones or stopping it and getting a foul, it takes the energy out of you. So it makes you, it's like, again, like, I'm going to stand here again. When you're in the game and you're making it go up and down, and the thing is as well, those sort of fouls give Sheffield a chance to get a breather. They're older players, it gives them a chance to just relax and go, okay, let me get my breath back, and we go again. And that's where COB needs to get out and run and stop Sheffield playing their game. But Sheffield do what they're doing and in the cup finals theirs.
And for the COB Rockets, speaking to Coach Brian Emery before game, he wanted an emphasis, a point of emphasis for him was the press. The press. How's it working out? And is that something that we want to see them go to more in the second half?
I think for COB, I mean, he was talking about the press and the press being a key part of it. I'm not sure if the press is the right option for them at the moment, because when they're pressed, Sheffield have been able to see over the top of that and get to the hot spot or get to somewhere where they can get or get to the lighthouse, so they've got that option in the middle. There's no real press at the moment. If they can press and make them make decisions and force them left rather than letting them stay on their right hand, they might get some joy out of it. But Birmingham have to believe in the press before it works, and that's the main thing. They need to believe in the press for it to work. And
from an offensive point of view, what do you want to see from Birmingham?
From Birmingham, what I want to see from Birmingham is I want to see them look for some entry passes, because the ball goes inside and it's like a black hole. So if they can get the ball inside and get there and get some ball movement off of that and some bodies moving and cut into the basket, they might get back into this game. But they need to trust in themselves and trust their teammates, and that's not what's happening at the moment.
Is it fair to say, question for you, the next 5 minutes is going to determine this basketball game?
100%. The next 5 minutes, if COB can get in a little run, little 6-0, little 8-0 run to start the game, start that second half, we've got a ball game. If it goes the same way the first half has gone, we're going to be here crowning Sheffield the D2 champions.
Yeah, and I think for me that was really key at the start of the game, was that Sheffield, they got out early, they got out to the races, and Cobb had a good spell where they didn't put up any baskets.
And that's it, and it's because they get out in transition and it doesn't matter who the open person is, they find the open man, or sorry, the open woman, and they get to the rack and they make the easy layups. They're making the simple stuff simple. They're not overthinking it. It's just simplified the game. They know the game. They've got high IQs, and they're just making the game simple for themselves.
Is it an oversimplification to ask this question? I'm going to do it anyway. Is there any one individual that you want to see really step up, really come out of their shell for COB?
I want to see Walgrave stay out of foul trouble, and I want to see a little bit more from Maxwell. Maxwell gets those entry passes, and then I think she overthinks what her move is. Rather than just going, before she catches the ball, I'm going to the rack, or I'm turning around and I'm looking for my teammate. She kind of catches it and then thinks about what she's doing, and then that's why we've seen a couple of turnovers for her. I think if she can stay confident and stay positive and make her decisions quicker, she'll be an asset for COB going into the second half.
Now, I'm not wishing any more fouls on Sarah Cooney, but let's just say Sarah Cooney picks up another foul. Who's coming in? Who's making that leap for Sheffield Hatters? Because again, 20 points, she's been a big focus of this offense.
I mean, you say Cooney with 20 points and 3 fouls. I would say the next person that would be Gandhi, but she's on 2 fouls. So if she gets another foul, that can then also disrupt Sheffield and how they move. But Sheffield, I think, have got enough around them that they can pull together as a team. They're playing together for long enough. They know each other's games. They're more of a team. It's not about individuals for them. They've got obviously the MVP, but I think as a team they can kind of collectively work through that.
And just thinking about the weekend as a whole, we're halfway through the first day. What have you made of it so far?
It's been brilliant. I mean, it's starting to fill up even more now. It's great noise from the COB fans in this game, with fantastic support from Milton Keynes in the first game. I'm really enjoying it. It's great to see people I haven't seen for a little while. I mean, I just saw Leon Francis, an old teammate of mine. He's here. He's enjoying the festivities. I saw Jordan Dawes, one of the coaches for COB. It's great to see people you don't get to see normally because they're in different towns or different cities. So it's a great day.
What a great advert for the finals weekend. If you've got the opportunity, if you're local in the area, get yourself down tomorrow. We've got 2 fantastic games of basketball, and we've got another one coming up after this. We've got 20 more minutes of action here. We're 2:25 left to go before the resumption of activity here in this one. So we've already discussed the players. We've discussed the next 5 minutes, the first 5 minutes. What about the coaching battle? How have you found that one?
Both coaches are solid coaches. They both know the game. They're both capable coaches. I think the message from COB will literally be, look, let's get out and run. Let's get out in transition and let's get some easy buckets and get ourselves back into this game. Once they get out, the easy buckets builds momentum. It builds confidence. For Sheffield, it's pretty much do exactly what it says on the tin. Play our game and we'll get through to the next round. There's a ball about to come to us and I can't help it but take it, but it's been gone now.
Take the player out of the game. It's not possible. It can't be done. Well, that's going to do it for half-time. We're going to throw it back over to your commentators, Kaz Bullock, and first, John Hobbs.
Thank you, Darren. Will was just very, very desperate to get the ball there. He just misses playing, really, doesn't he? As he gives me an evil smirk. But half-time, third quarter, just about to begin. Darren is in there in our shot, and as you see, 42-25. The B. Braun Sheffield Hatters II lead the City of Birmingham Rockets in the WNBL Division 2 final here at the National Basketball Performance Centre in Manchester, and the sun is shining in the northwest. It's a lovely day, great day for basketball here, and as you can see, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the Basketball England YouTube channel, and a big thank you to our sponsors for NBL and WNBL Live: Wilson, Sports Serve, Dynamic, Sport England and Sure Shot. So John Hobbs, Caroline Bullock with me, and for Birmingham, half-time probably came at a good period for them, just a chance to regroup, compose yourself and get ready for this third quarter. They don't have a mountain to climb as such. You know, it's still achievable coming back from this deficit.
Yeah, it is, and like you say, half-time coming at a good point for them. They had a really good run with around 3 or 4 minutes left, and that last 90 seconds or so just got a little bit away from them, so probably a good time for them to have a half-time break, regroup, look at what hasn't worked so well in that first half, and see what adjustments Coach Ryan Emery makes.
As a moisture technician will be on the court. I don't know who I stole that off, but I've stolen it off someone who says it, that does basketball commentary. Whoever says it, thank you. I think it might be the Plymouth City Patriots commentators who usually say that. Here is Riches to start the third period. Riches driving inside, finds Sarah Cooney. Knee just about keeps her dribble alive, and a foul has been called. It's on Pashaz. That's her first foul of the game, and for a player that in the guard position, a really physical player, and we've seen that throughout the first half. That's only her first foul. That's testament to the patience that she has on defense, as she's on ball defense with Riches now. Here is Cooney.
Yeah, she's a very disciplined player, does a really good job defensively.
And Cooney gets the and one. 22 points now for Sarah Cooney. And off air, whilst Darren and Will were blabbering on in the halftime report, no, they weren't really blabbering on really, but Sarah Cooney is not just on double-double watch, but you know, with the amount of rebounds she gets per game, she could be on triple-double watch, and maybe, who knows, with 3 assists, maybe even quadruple-double, but maybe is that a bit too far into it? No?
No,
okay.
that is not too far. That's what the people want.
It's what the people want. What we really want is competitive basketball, and that is what we're getting here in this WNBL Division Two final. Thank you for joining us on the Basketball England YouTube channel. Great to have you on board for what is a scintillating weekend of British basketball at its best. Of course, even though the playoff finals weekend brings a close to the domestic seasons, we still have the Rebound All-Stars, which we'll touch on in the next break of play in Southampton. Here is Turner to Sishaz, who almost was fouled there, gets the floater to go and off left.
Again, that's almost just an unlucky bounce that it didn't drop in.
Cooney inside to Gandhi under the basket. Gandhi with the reverse layup, and that's money.
How many times have we seen that over the years? What you want to do here if you're Birmingham is you want to take this in chunks, take this 2 minutes at a time, 3 minutes at a time, outscore Sheffield in that section, and then just keep chipping away at it as you can throughout the rest of the quarters.
Shot clock winding down, Pierpoint a 3. Now, that's her first field goal of the game.
Coming into this game, John, Sheffield have played 36 quarters of basketball this season. Only one team has outscored them in a quarter.
And that's an incredible stat.
It is.
When you look at it, as inside Bria Allen with the 2, she moves on to 5. Bria Allen, who started the game, hasn't actually seen much court time so far. Only played 6 minutes total so far.
Usually see Bria a bit more on
you
the
do,
on the
yeah.
court. So it's not an impossible task to outscore Sheffield in a quarter. It's very tough, but it can be done, as the Mystics proved earlier this season.
Of course, it all comes down to this one game, and Coach Ryan Emery was saying to his team in the pre-game huddle, this is one game. You have one game to show yourselves. You know, all records, everything combined means nothing. It's all played out on the court in this one game, and so far the Hatters lead by 21. Turner putting the moves on Riches. Turner 3 is in and out, and Riches with the rebound. That's Riches, just her 3rd rebound of the game. She has 6 points at the moment. Here is Cooney. Cooney driving, and a late whistle has been called. I think that might be on Enki Pashaz, as we see in the replay here. Driving at Pierpoint, and then Pashaz came over, and a blocking foul called. That's her first foul. In fact, actually, they've called it on Pierpoint. That's her first foul then, if that is the case.
Sarah Cooney has 24 points, and the 3rd quarter's just started.
9 for 17 from the field so far. If you have to look at anything negative, she's 0 for 1 from downtown, but you know. 9 for 16, shooting 56%. Who cares at this rate? Here is Pashaz driving inside. Would have liked to have seen her go for the layup there, but again, and it's happened a few times with the Rockets, driving to the hoop, but instead of going for the shot, kick it out for the extra pass, and that might not necessarily be the right option.
Yeah, sometimes it can be one pass too many, and you want to take that. If you've got to that, you've got on the drive.
As the steal here from Riches, and it's 2-on-2. Riches doesn't need knee, but misses the layup. Rebound by Usman. And here's Zahir. Turner goes past knee, puts up a 3, and it's long. She wants a foul, as do the fans of the Rockets. On the follow, Zahir misses the short jumper. And Riches comes up with it.
Pierpoint, though, did a really good job there getting the offensive board, getting another chance for the Rockets.
Riches. Knee looking for options, finds Riches again. Cooney at the top. 5 to shoot. Cooney battling through a wall of Rockets players, and those wall of Rockets players get the steal, but a steal at the other end from Riches. Riches with the layup attempt. No, it goes to Cooney, and another foul called. It was 2 on 2, and you looked like Riches was going to go for the layup, but at the very last second, kicked it out to Cooney.
Yeah, I think maybe Cooney looked like she got a little bit more space than she has, but it's worked for Riches. Drawn the foul, she's going to go to the line.
And a timeout called by Coach Ryan Emery. 2 fouls now on Usman, and the Hatters lead 51-28. Early stages of this third quarter, but Sheffield have outscored Birmingham 9-3 so far. So it's almost like a carbon copy of the first quarter when Sheffield were getting everything they wanted inside. They had their spells, and now Sheffield are coming back again.
Yeah, and that's really tough to counter if you're Birmingham. Like I said, they're a team that when you play Sheffield, you need to capitalise on every mistake they make, and they don't make many mistakes.
No.
So it's very difficult, but Birmingham, again, just need to chip into this. They've done a good job shooting from outside in the first half, and they've had some good looks again this second half. They've just not fallen. But what you want to try and do, if you against Sheffield, try and stop that pass inside. It's easier said than done, obviously. But try and stop that pass inside, force Sheffield to take the shot, because they're 2 of 11 from 3. And it's just a slightly harder, slightly lower percentage shot.
As you saw on the screen there, fantastic crowd here at the National Basketball Performance Centre in Manchester. Some fantastic ticket sales for this weekend. It's great to see, and great that all the fan bases of all 10 teams involved have really put out and are really bringing the noise. Of course, Milton Keynes had a huge contingent with them. There's a huge Birmingham and Sheffield contingent for this game as well, and it's just great to see basketball thriving in a season where we've seen so much improvement in all aspects of the game. As Zahir will go to the foul line.
It really is, yeah, and obviously you talk about Milton Keynes, that's not a quick trip up, is
No.
it? Like, they've travelled a long way, and you always see such great support here at the National Basketball Performance Centre, whether it's Junior Final Fours, the National Cup, the Under-18s, the Academy Finals. There's always such a great show of support from teams around the country and their fans.
Of course, next week is the Junior Final Fours across all age groups here at the National Basketball Performance Centre in Manchester. And this show court will be spread into 3 courts, I think, actually, for the junior games, alongside the basketball floor at the other end of the hall that is being used at the moment for basketball's best friend, badminton. I'm joking, it's not really. Here is Gandhi with the floater, misses the floater, and a foul called on Bria Allen, who is really not happy with that. And just 2 team fouls though for the Hatters so far. Rockets nearing team fouls at the moment.
Yeah, Rockets needs a little bit careful as well on 14 fouls. With 6 minutes to go, you don't want to push that over the line and send Sheffield to the free throw line for 5 or so minutes of the game.
6 minutes to go in this third period. Hatters up by 22, looking to retain their WNBL Division Two playoff title. Zahir inside over Gandhi. Big fight for the rebound there between the 2 number 9s, Pashaz and Allen.
And Pashaz has like a height differential between Allen as well. But Pashaz has just been diving after the ball, whether it's after rebounds, on the floor after loose balls. She's been really, really fantastic.
So with that foul, and that is Pashaz's 2nd foul, that is Birmingham in the penalty with 5:49 remaining in the third, and Bria Allen will go to the foul line.
First one's good.
And that's probably not really the position Birmingham want to be in for the last 6 or so minutes, having to send Sheffield to the free throw line.
Sheffield, with all their veteran know-how, will use everything they can to get a lot of their points from the foul line. Turner, a long 3. And Peshaz with the rebound. Here is Turner again. Turner putting the moves on Riches. Riches holds her ground. Peshaz with 3 to shoot, and a foul called with 2.5 seconds on the shot clock. As you see the replay, Peshaz driving at Allen, and that's her 3rd foul as well. So quite quickly now, team fouls creeping up on the Hatters, and 2 players on 3 fouls. So here with the turnaround jumper just off the glass, and Riches has it. Allen at the wing. Finds Cooney at the elbow. Looking for Riches. Riches passes out to Nee. A long 3 for Ashley Nee. The height and the rotation that Ashley Nee has on that 3-point shot is absolutely fantastic. Is absolutely mesmerizing in a way. A good, release, but it's just so high.
It comes down with snow on it. It's going up to the mountaintops.
You often wonder if it's going to hit the bleachers at the top. It works for her though. She hit 1-3 early in the first quarter. 1 for 5 now from downtown for the Irish guard, who joined Sheffield in 2021, just after the COVID spell. Of course, Sheffield withdrew from the WBBL during the COVID pandemic due to financial issues, and of course, highly publicized GoFundMe page was set up to get them ready for the WBBL season, and then later on, of course, the Division 2 season when the National League resumed play. Here is Cooney at the baseline. Cooney, that's too easy. 27 now for Sarah Cooney. .451 remaining in the 3rd here at the National Basketball Performance Centre. Sishaz, great steal there, great hands from Riches. And the Hatters again come up with it. Riches and a foul called on the ball. Ryan Emery not happy with that. Just going to that last play and a turnover there for the Rockets. That's now 22 turnovers compared to just 9 for Sheffield, and that is an incredibly telling statistic, and 12 of those points have been scored off those 21 turnovers.
And there you go, that's a big difference maker as well. And it's, again, this comes down to the experience of the Sheffield Hatters team, being able to take care of the ball in a pressured situation. It's really difficult, and you look at the kind of matchups that we've got here. Sheffield able to counter Birmingham out there on the court, just get their hands on the ball, knock it away because they're so experienced.
Riches splits the free throws, and it's a 27-point lead now for Sheffield. Sishaz for 3, misses everything. And Usman couldn't collect the loose ball, but Birmingham will still have possession with 7 on the shot clock.
And again, that's a nice play from Peshaz. She's done a really good job just trying to keep the ball inside.
And Peshaz and Usman will take a seat. And Wallace, and for the first time today, Priscilla Okra comes into the game for the Rockets. Sishaz twisting, turning, goes glass, and a foul! That's what Birmingham needed.
That's definitely what Birmingham needed.
In full control of what she was doing. Great pivot, great good footwork, excuse me. And now Sishaz will go to the line. That's a first foul on Elsa Ianu. Or Iuanu, sorry, my apologies. And Sishaz makes the 3-point play. And that's a much-needed bucket there for Birmingham. And can they build on that? Here is Nee. Cooney inside to Gandhi. The extra pass to Riches along the perimeter. Great defense. Ioanu misses the three in the corner, and Zahir comes up with the rebound. And the ball will go right out of bounds, and Sheffield will get the ball back with 14 on the shot clock.
And that's tough for Birmingham after they've just done such a good job of being able to counter the shot, get the rebound, to then not get the next possession.
Felicity Zahir, or Fabian Zahir, flirting herself with a double-double, 7.7 rebounds. Three on the way from Riches, and Cooney and Zahir battling under the basket. Possession arrow goes the way of the Rockets. Here is Seixas, looking for Turner, but finds Zahir instead. Zahir driving at Gandhi, the extra pass to Wallace. Wallace finds a bit of room, blocked by Ioanu. And another and one play, this time for Okra.
And that's two big back-to-back plays on the offensive end for Birmingham.
First field goal for Priscilla Okra. And that's a fourth foul on Sarah Cooney. So Sarah Cooney will take a seat. 4 fouls on her. Maybe not the double-double, triple-double watched so far. You know, that's a huge blow for the Hatters.
That is, I mean, Sarah Cooney, you can just see here, she's clearly stood out hugely for Sheffield. 28 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists and 7 steals. She's been massive for them. So in her absence, it'll be interesting to see who's going to step up. Obviously, they have a lot of players who can.
Yeah, well, they've got Gandhi and Riches on the court. They've got Courtney Bennett, who stepped up in the first half, and here she is on the ball now. Ashley Nee, Riches battling away, and a travel call, another stop for Birmingham.
And if you're Birmingham here, you really want to go with
Take
the momentum.
advantage of this, yeah, absolutely.
Yep. You've got Cooney on the bench. That's just a good psychological boost for you. You've forced a turnover and a travel, and you just want to try and get a score down this end.
Sheffield's biggest lead has been 27. They have not trailed in this game, but they've been calm and composed up until this point. Zahir inside!
And you just need to keep going on a little run like that. They've had a good 8 points in the last minute or so.
Courtney Bennett misses the layup, and another stop for Birmingham. They have numbers. Gandhi now gets back. Here is Zahir driving. The extra pass to Okra again. Time out, Sheffield.
And that was a fantastic handoff to Okra. A good look, but Okra had a better look under the basket. And that forces the timeout.
A great spell this for the City of Birmingham Rockets.
Gone on a 10-point run in the last 3 minutes or so. And that's what they just need to keep doing. You just have to chip away at this. Like I say, look at it in chunks, and what can we do in 3 minutes? What can we do in 2 minutes? And then have that carry. Obviously, it's going to give them a boost with Cooney on the bench.
Well, you talk about Sheffield being outscored in first quarters, but right now, it's 15-14 in favour of the Hatters, but the Rockets are matching them blow for blow right now. And in these last 4 possessions especially, despite the free throws from Riches, they've gotten out, they've attacked the Hatters. They've not resorted to three-point shooting that they did in the first half. They've taken it to the Hatters, they've attacked. And this is the result we see right now.
And it's working really well from them. From those 2 points before that first and one basket, they've been going inside, like you say, it's working. So they want to stick to that. Obviously, Sheffield are going to look to counter, but it's working for Birmingham. So don't change that unless you have to.
That was their 10th field goal inside for the Rockets. They've scored 20 of their 39 points inside in this game. Nee, Ioanu, Bennett, Ioanu a 3. And the Cypriot misses the long 3, and away come the Rockets again. Turner, good defense there from Riches, but Turner still has it. Turner crosses, and Michelle Turner is going to the line, and even the crowd are getting into this right now. all on the side of the Rockets.
They are, and you know, a crowd always loves a good comeback, and an underdog as Birmingham are coming into this one. But again, a fantastic move from Michelle Turner. Like we say, they're getting inside and they're making the basket. If they've not got, if it's not dropping, they're going to go to the line. And Sheffield on 5 team fouls, so the last 1 minute 52. Every time they drive, if they're fouled, they're going to go to the line. So take advantage of that. Also
great to see the Birmingham Rockets Division 2 men's team supporting their women's side here. They're going to be on next at 6 o'clock against the St Helens Saints in the Division 2 final. Also a few Hemel and Worthing players enjoying this Division 2 final as well. Big play there from Okra, and away come Birmingham again. Zahir driving. Zahir a bit out of control with her layup, and Nee comes up with the loose ball, and it goes to the Hatters. You can sense, though, a bit of worry inside the Hatters right now. Their offense is really not coming to play. That's 5 straight offenses where they've not been able to even get a shot on.
Yeah, a little bit of a shift there as well. You see it since Cooney went on the bench. You see her there just giving the team some advice. But I have been so impressed with Priscilla Okra since she's come onto the court this second half.
Gandy inside to Bennett. Bria Allen inside. Great defense again. Riches gets it to go. A much needed bucket for the Hatters. That'll calm their nerves just a little bit.
Definitely. And Sheffield, again, we speak about the experience, but they're a team that have been in this situation.
And inside to Okra, who gets the layup to go. What an impact she's had off the bench here in this third period. 6 points for Priscilla Okra.
She's been huge, doing a fantastic job inside.
Rockets fans getting into it here at the National Basketball Performance Centre. Nee, a 3 off the back iron. That'll be a Birmingham ball.
And Okra having just played under 6 minutes in the game, 6 points, 2 rebounds and a block so far.
Final 35 seconds in a quarter that certainly is seeing Birmingham coming out on top here, trailing by as many as 27, and Shexus will go to the line for Birmingham. She has 10 points at the moment.
And Birmingham here with a chance to cut a lead that was once 27.
As we see Michelle Turner coming out, Pashaz coming back into the game to finish off the third with 27.2 remaining. Pashaz misses the first.
If Birmingham can cut this to 15, that's a huge swing for them.
6 of 10 from the foul line for the Rockets in this game, make that 7 for 11.
Substitution for Birmingham with
Maxwell and Usman come back into the game for the Rockets are here, and Sichas will take a seat. 3-second differential between shot clock and game clock, so there's a little bit of time for Rockets to... Oh, they've got a turnover! Here is Usman looking for options, finds it in Okra. Okra with the wild hook, no good. Final seconds of this third period, Nee. Riches. Final seconds, Riches. Agonizingly long. And that ends the third quarter. It's still a double-digit lead. 15-point lead for the Hatters at 59-44. But Birmingham in this, what a spell and what an end to the third for the Rockets.
Yeah, that's a great last 6 or so minutes for the Birmingham Rockets in that third quarter. Yes, they're down 15, but that swing that has come since Sarah Cooney's been on the bench, started by 2 and 1 possessions. They've been fantastic inside. Zia and Okra, they have been doing such a good job inside, being able to counter Sheffield, get those rebounds, box them out, and make sure that Sheffield can't get those second chance points that they were in the first.
A great finish to the third quarter from the Rockets. And of course, following on from this WNBL Division 2 final, as you see the Birmingham fans there in good voice, Following on from this Division 2 final, it is the Men's Division 2 final to round off an enthralling first day of action as the City of Birmingham Rockets take on the St Helens Saints. What a fourth quarter though we have in store right now. Sarah Cooney on 27 points, and she will actually start the fourth quarter, but she is on 4 fouls.
And that might seem like a risky move, but Simon Roberts is very experienced, and Sarah Cooney, you know, you can't get a more experienced player than her. She knows what she needs to do. She knows how to play disciplined defense. Coach Roberts trusts her enough to put her back on the court, and we'll see what she can do when she's out there.
And while we see the replays of the third quarter, a Birmingham Rockets fan is... you didn't see that on the screen. Playing a between quarters game with the on-game MC Dave Waldridge, and all the fans and even the players were getting involved. The best of British basketball, eh? Fourth quarter about to begin. As Ashley Nee prepares for the final period here in the WNBL Division 2 playoff final. The noise intensifies in the Birmingham camp. Here is Cooney. Stolen by Maxwell, but a whistle has gone. I think the ball went out of bounds, so Sheffield will keep the possession. Yeah, but they're the kind of things that forces your offense to have to reset to set things back up again. 9 to shoot for the Hatters. Bria Allen blocked by Maxwell on the follow. Gandy. Riches still has it. And Rockets come away with it. Turner, wild pass. She was running out of bounds in transition. Never had control, but I think Birmingham get the ball back. There was a foul, loose ball foul called. Yeah, that's on Allen. And that's on Bria Allen. That's her fourth foul. So Cooney and Allen, two very experienced players, on 4 fouls. And you absolutely want to take advantage of this if you're Birmingham, because you know you can go at them, and it might make them have to be like that slight step more careful on defense, that they can't be as aggressive as maybe they would want to be. So here we go, Rockets. They need something from this attack. Pashaz to Sishaz, who got stolen there from Allen, and possession arrow will stay with the Rockets. 7 on the shot clock. Early stages of this fourth quarter, and another foul has been called. I think that was on Steph Gandy. And if so, that is her third foul, and there it is. That's 2 quick team fouls for the Hatters, and not even a minute has been played in this fourth period. And that could be big for Sheffield. Absolutely, if Birmingham can keep up that pressure. Only Sarah Mulgrave has 4 fouls for the Rockets. Maxwell, good defense there from Riches, and Sheffield get the ball back. Much needed stop for the team from South Yorkshire. Yeah, good defensive possession from Sheffield, especially with with Cooney and Allen on those 4 fouls. You see other players stepping into that gap. Well, Cooney is still on the floor on 4 fouls. She started this fourth quarter, and here she is on the ball. Baseline jumper. And here is Turner for the Rockets. Turner to Zahir, driving at Gandy. Sisaz a 3, that's off. Oh, she banks it home! That looked to be off right, but the glass was her friend. It's a 12-point game. Allen to respond, banks it home herself! We're playing horse here. The bank is open for both teams. That's a big response from Allen. Turner to answer. And that misses the mark. Both teams have hit 7 or 8 3-pointers combined in this game. Here is Cooney. Finds Riches, 7 to shoot. Gandhi in her favourite spot off the back iron. And I think a blocking foul might be called on Riches. That's only Lisa Riches' second foul though.
I think she was looking for the setting up for the charge.
3 team fouls for Sheffield Hatters with substitution.
So now we just
I was going to say, yeah, she did have her feet set on that, and Ashley Nee is just having a chat with the referee saying that should have been a charge.
But that puts the Hatters on 3 team fouls with just under 8 minutes left.
Only 2 minutes and 3 seconds played in this fourth period, and already Birmingham can smell blood in the team foul section. Sishaz, another 3. That's off the back iron this time, but she gets the ball back. Zahir driving at Gandhi. The extra pass, she could have had the shot there, but decided again to pass it off.
Yeah, I'd like to see her take that.
Riches slowing it down. Bria Allen in the corner. Cooney comes up with the rebound. Knee battling, but away come the Rockets. Zahir, good defense from Gandhi. Cooney has it, 1-on-1. Cooney inside and a foul. Big bucket for Sarah Cooney, and that moves her on to 29 points. A little bit of an inaccuracy between the live stats and the scoreboard here in the venue. 29 points now, chance for 30 for Sarah Cooney. But she misses the layup, misses the free throw, and away come the Rockets again. Zahir, off the glass, that's money.
And that's what Zia can do. We see her done that all the season. And that running, that floater, that shot off the glass, it's worked really well.
Here is Riches.
7 minutes on the clock for both of these teams. What a final!
Hatters up by 15, excuse me. Cooney, a huge 3. And it's now an 18-point lead for the Hatters.
And that's a tough swing after Birmingham bring it back within 12 after that big 3. And Sheffield just able to withstand
but look
and
at that,
pull away.
open all the way with Sisaz, and she makes no mistake. She now has 16. Riches, though, slowing it down. Every possession counts, and she knows it. She's been here before in both WNBL and WBBL level. Riches finds Knee, open at the top. That's off the back iron. Cooney again battling with Okra for the rebound, and she gets it. Cooney with the floater. Gets her own rebound. Inside to Gandhi. Pretty pass from Sarah Cooney, and Steph Gandhi says thank you very much.
That's a fantastic handoff, and that's going to take Sarah Cooney to 7 rebounds, 7 assists, and 8 steals, along with 32 points, obviously.
Pull it down for themselves.
Here is Knee. Finds Cooney.
Cross court finds Cooney right in that gap.
Cooney looking for options, finds it in Knee. Bria Allen is wide open, but her 2 agonisingly short. A let-off for the Rockets, 5:06 to go in this game. A couple of baskets, and all of a sudden Sheffield feel in control here.
Drives that line. Find the spare woman.
Inside to Okra. She now moves on to 8 points, all in the second half.
Okra's been so good this second half for Birmingham. 8 points, 3 rebounds, and a block.
Yeah, 4 for 5 shooting for Okra off the bench. Riches Cooney finds a bit of room for two. That's money. Timeout called by Coach Emery. And it's an 18-point lead for Sheffield. You feel like they've weathered the storm now from the Rockets, and now the Hatters, you feel, are now in control of this with 4:30 remaining.
Yeah, time's on Sheffield's side. They did a really good job to stay calm, stay composed during that run that Birmingham went on. Obviously, Sarah Cooney on the bench towards the end of the third. Birmingham doing a really good job defensively in that third quarter, forcing the turnovers and going on that run. But as you say, Sheffield have been able to withstand it. They're now back into the position they want to be. Cooney's back on the court. It's flowing again, and time's on their side.
Absolutely, and 4:30 remaining, and Sheffield so close to retaining their WNBL Division Two title. But can the Rockets get one more run in them, just like they did towards the end of the third, moving to the fourth?
They also did a similar thing in the second. It's almost been like the story of the second half of a quarter for them, that they've been able to step it up a little bit. And it'd be interesting to see if they do the same again in the fourth.
And just while we saw the replay of some of the highlights of this fourth quarter, you actually saw that Birmingham fan make a hook shot three-pointer, much to the delight of the Birmingham fans. It was certainly great to see, and even the players got on their feet as well. John Hobbs, Caroline Bullock keeping you company for the remainder of this WNBL Division Two final. Jodie Duran back into the game for the Hatters, leading by 18. Turner a three, whistle is gone, offensive foul called. And that's a third foul on Zahir, who was a bit too physical with Jodie Duran.
Still just puts the Rockets on 2 team fouls for the quarter. Hatters on 3.
But the good thing is you know, in the last 4 minutes, Sheffield have not fouled as Gandhi rattles in a short two. And that's a really telling statistic, because with 2 minutes left, they were really in trouble as Zahir drives inside over Gandhi.
That's a beautiful move to the basket. Yeah, and again, I know I've been talking about this all game long, but that just speaks to the experience. When you've been in situations like this and you know how to deal with foul trouble, you know how to kind of pull back a little bit on the play. Sheffield have been able to do that so well.
Gandhi from the baseline. Duran with a rebound, and she takes it straight out. Time on their side. Here is Riches. Near three. This is everything. Of course, Duran, Riches and Cooney are part of the GB Maxi basketball tournament, where GB over 35s won gold in Malaga in the off-season. So I hope I'm allowed to say over 35s. I'll be all right. As Seixas misses the long three from the wing.
So you sometimes forget, don't you, that, yeah, they played together for a long time, but they're also still playing together, but in different teams as well. So they have so many reps.
Here is Riches to Duran. Knee. Turned over and away come the Rockets. It's one-on-one. And Seixas misses the handle. Gets it. That's a two-pointer for Turner, which she makes. I don't think she realised that she was just on the line.
A toe, a KD toe.
Well, there was a few. I think a whole foot was on the line. But either way, a much-needed bucket for the Rockets, but still trailing 73-57, and a smart timeout called by Sheffield in that possession, just to stop any run that Birmingham might go on. Yeah,
it's always good to try and stop the momentum of the other team. And again, Simon Roberts, very experienced coach. Sheffield still, like we say, time is on their side here. It's a 16-point lead, under 3 minutes to go. I mean, we've seen it done.
Yep.
And we've seen it done, here at the National Cup. Stockport down 12, just over 2 minutes to go. But Birmingham will need to just come out firing out of this timeout. And what's worked well for them, and they don't seem to have done it maybe the last few possessions, that run inside where they had Zia inside and Okra as well. She was doing a great job. So if they can get back to that, obviously Turner can hit the three. And Mulgrave earlier on in the first half, good from beyond the 3-point line.
Well, as you see right out of the timeout, Ryan Emery going into a full court press, something he did quite regularly during his time with the Worcester Wolves. Of course, a very young Worcester Wolves team, mainly based of university students. Here is Richards. Richards inside to Cooney. 36 now for Sarah Cooney. And Jodie Duran making a nuisance of herself. And Richards dives on the floor, but Turner picks it up. Seychelles for short two. And Cooney with the rebound.
2 minutes.
That's 9 rebounds now for Sarah Cooney to go with 36 points. 1 rebound shy of a double-double, 1 rebound and 2 steals shy of a triple-double.
And 3 assists shy of a quadruple-double.
It's getting there. 1 minute 45 remaining as the ball goes out of bounds and a shot clock violation. And Birmingham, time isn't though on their side. And Ryan Emery calls a timeout. Sheffield so close now to back-to-back playoff title glory and adding to that absolutely impressive trophy collection more than any in women's basketball.
I mean, those trophies are going to be like making those shelves way down, aren't they? They're going to need another cabinet. But yeah, they've done like the Sheffield organisation as a whole throughout all divisions, WBBL, Division 1, Division 2. They do such a fantastic job. And yeah, it's it's tough, isn't it? It's very likely Sheffield are walking away from this repeating. And to repeat, it's a very tough task to do. It's very difficult and that's why we don't see teams do it very often. But Sheffield, and this Sheffield team in particular, have done such a great job throughout this season, throughout last season. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the future.
So thank you everyone for joining us here on the Basketball England YouTube channel. And even though it is the end of the season domestically, on May 7th, Saturday, May 7th, it is the Rebound All-Star Game affiliated with Basketball England and the National Basketball League. The best of NBL Division 1 and WNBL Division 1 battling in 2 All-Star games, not to mention dunk contests, skills challenge, 3-point shootouts. It's going to be a fantastic day of basketball at the Solent Sports Complex.
It is. What a fantastic event as well, and it's such a great showcase of the talent that we have in the country in the leagues. I think it's a fantastic event. I'll be watching from Madrid.
Turner for 3 off the back iron. Gandy, a big rebound. Here is Duran. And again, time on Sheffield's side. Cooney. 7 to shoot. Gandy at the foul line, puts it in. And you've got to say that is game, set, match. It's been a brave fight from the Rockets.
And this is something, this Rockets team, they're a young team and they are going to be able to use this in the future. You know, this isn't going to be the last that we'll see of them in tournaments like this, in the playoff finals. They'll be able to use this to fuel them. It's that experience. Sometimes you need to get to this stage, learn what it's like to lose, and then come back.
Well, Coach Ryan Emery has, said to me in the week leading up to this final that he has every intention of going into WNBL Division 1 either next season or in the future. But for now, it's winding down, and the Sheffield Hatters, who won by 20 last season against the Mystics, look set to repeat that feat here in Manchester as Mulgrave travelled with it. But despite the 20-point margin, it doesn't really reflect the competitiveness of this game that we've witnessed here today.
No, it doesn't, and especially that third quarter and that run that Birmingham went on, and you could feel the energy in the crowd. Everyone was getting behind them, and just great to see as well. They outscored Sheffield in that quarter, so now only the second team, as well as the Mystics, to have done that this season. And you can see the potential with this squad as well. You can see what they're going to be able to do going forward.
And Sarah Cooney, using her veteran know-how, has managed to play the entire fourth quarter on 4 fouls, a testament to her and her ability to thrive in pressure situations. She's done it pretty much her entire career. Duran for 3, and that's short. And Nee will come up with another offensive board. Riches. Duram again. Cooney inside. The extra pass to Gandhi, I think. Oh no, the shot clock didn't go off. There was a slight break in play there between the players, but it doesn't matter either way because the final seconds are ticking by, and the Sheffield Hatters have made it back-to-back playoff championships. And you see there Duram and Sarah Cooney, two close friends, sharing an embrace, and there it is right there. This is what it means to the Sheffield Hatters second team. They've conquered WNBL Division Two for a second straight year. Congratulations to the Hatters.
That's huge for them. An unbeaten season. It's so difficult to do, and they've stayed composed. They've played their game throughout the whole season. It's a massive, massive achievement for them, and a huge game from Sarah Cooney.
36 points, or 37 points, it says here on the live stats. We'll try and get an updated score, but it doesn't matter because it's a double-double of 36, 11 rebounds, 7 assists and 8 steals. Again, much like Blaine Freckleton in the Division 3 final, a surefire MVP, and that'll be back-to-back MVPs for Sarah Cooney should she get it here today. But yeah, it doesn't look to be a lot. I mean, obviously Steph Gandy had 15 points, Bria Allen with 10, Lisa Riches with 10. And on the other end, you've got Katarina Sesas with 16 points to lead Birmingham.
Yeah, Cooney as well. Those 6 offensive rebounds out of the 11 that she got, they're big because they're the second chance points, those putback shots that you get. She's led the way, but when you look at it, you break it down, Riches and Gandhi chipping in 10 and 15 as well. It's the whole effort of the whole team that come together, and players that aren't scoring are doing those things off the ball that they need to do. Like Jerem, 2 rebounds, didn't score, but the presence as well, the way she can facilitate the ball and move the ball around, that matters so much to the Sheffield team. Everyone plays their role and everyone knows their role.
Absolutely, and we see the highlights from today's game, and of course the Sheffield Hatters, just like they did last season against the Manchester Mystics, as you see Joe Duram celebrating with her mother there, who is courtside. And fully deserved victory for the Hatters today, but let's not take anything away from the City of Birmingham Rockets. A fantastic season for them, nothing to be ashamed of. Great performance, and runners-up granted, but fully deserving of their place in today's final.
Oh, absolutely, and Birmingham have had a fantastic season, and they should be really proud of the fact that they've got here. Obviously it's tough to lose, isn't it, but look at the turnaround they've had from last year. Bringing in coach Ryan Emery, he's done such a great job with these players. They're energised, they're so excited to play together. They're building such a culture and a great organisation over in Birmingham. Every single one of these players has had a great season, and they've played so tough, so hard throughout it. So yeah, it's difficult, it's disappointing when you're there and someone has to lose, but they should be really proud of how they played and how they've gone up against such a tough Sheffield Hatters team.
So the post-game presentations will now take place with Basketball England CEO Stuart Kellett. And the first team to receive their runners-up medals will be the City of Birmingham Rockets. As we just see the highlights of today's game, as you see the 3 officials getting their medals, and it's been a fairly officiated game today. I know there was a few bite-backs from the Birmingham Rockets and Sheffield Hatters players, but they've performed very well today, and they've let the game flow, and it was a physical encounter, but the 3 referees just let the play continue today. Yeah,
really good job from them. It's always tough, isn't it, being a referee?
Absolutely, yeah.
But yeah, credit to them and credit to everyone involved, and yeah, we saw the game flow, because it looked at times when it might not do, when teams were getting very close to team fouls, but yeah, let the game flow, and it's been an enjoyable watch for everyone.
Well, no doubt we will be getting a Sheffield Hatters player or coach or even MVP after the presentations have been done, but here is the post-game presentation, and Birmingham Rockets now receiving their runners-up medals. A great season for the Rockets. They narrowly beat the City of Nottingham Wildcats in the semi-final, 61-57, as they showed great sportsmanship by going over to the Hatters players and high-fiving the Hatters players as they walk past.
Yeah, they've had a tough road through the quarter-final against Stockport and then against Nottingham Wildcats in the semi-final, and again you come up against the toughest team in Division 2 in the final.
And a great job done by Ryan Emery and his staff. No doubt they'll look at this as a learning process and move on into next season, hopefully in WNBL Division 1, which is where Ryan Emery and the Rockets want to be.
And they've showed throughout the season, you know, they can compete with D1 teams. They reached the semi-final of the National Cup, took out Anglia Ruskin, and came up short against Thames Valley, the eventual winners.
And now it is time for the B. Braun Sheffield Hatters. It was a roller coaster of emotions last season as they dedicated their playoff final win to the late, great Betty Cadona. And no doubt they'll be doing that again this year, a lady who has meant so much to basketball in Sheffield and in Great Britain. But they have kept her legacy going and are now picking up back-to-back winners' medals, and a deserved victory for the Hatters here today.
A well-deserved victory, and we talk, you know, I've probably not stopped talking about the experience. People are probably sick of it, but it just shows what you can do when you have a team that has played together so well. They gel so well, and the younger players that they have coming through, again, much like Birmingham, they buy into the culture of the organisation, and they are just showing what they can do as a team and an organisation. Imagine being a young player on this Division 2 team and being mentored by Steph Gandy and Sarah Cooney and Lisa Riches. Like, what more could you want?
Absolutely, what more could you want? Absolutely. And now there's one more presentation left. There's actually two presentations left. One is the MVP.
With 7 assists, 8 steals.
And it's inevitable, wasn't it? It was absolutely inevitable. Back-to-back MVP of the playoff finals, Sarah Cooney. Who else? She has shone on the brightest stage so many times in her career, and she does it again here in 2023. Congratulations to Sarah Cooney, playoff final MVP. No doubt we will be grabbing her for a post-game chat in just a second. And one more presentation, and Captain Lisa Riches, who receives the WNBL Division 2 plaque. The City of Sheffield rejoice. The Hatters are back-to-back playoff champions of WNBL Division 2. Congratulations to the B. Braun Sheffield Hatters. What an accomplishment, back-to-back.
It's huge. As you said, it's tough. It's tough to go back-to-back. It's tough to repeat. You've got to go through the grind of a season. You have some turnover. And Sheffield have done such a good job, again, retaining that core, that big three of Riches, Cooney and Gandy, and the new players that they've got that have come back in. They've bought into it. And, you know, it shows, it gives you a display. Play like this, look, you can win. This is how we win. And they play the Sheffield Hatters way. And I'm sure the WBBL team playing at home, probably just about finishing now, will be eager to get back and watch. I know Helen Naylor will be wanting to see her sister play.
Absolutely. Well, hopefully in just a bit we'll be able to get the reigning MVP back-to-back MVP, and she is coming over now. Congratulations to Sarah Cooney. And join us at 6 p.m. in just a little bit as we will bring you the NBL Division Two final between the City of Birmingham Rockets and the St Helens Saints. That will be tipping off in roughly half an hour's time. But for now, Darren is with the back-to-back playoff final MVP, Sarah Cooney.
Back-to-back final MVP, Sarah Cooney. Let's just go through it ourselves. 37 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, and 8 steals. Pretty good day at the office, no?
I guess so. I'll be honest, I had no idea about any of that, apart from the points, because they put it up there. But I would just like to give a shout out to my teammate Lisa, because actually she MVP'd at last year's final, not me.
Oh.
Just a correction.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Apologies, Lisa Riches. Of course. Sorry. But talk to us about how the team has come together today. Obviously back-to-back champions, but I mean, to continue that consistency over the 2 seasons, I mean, that's immense.
Yeah, we've had a really, really good, strong couple of years. It's been a great season this season. Obviously, we've gone a perfect win record in the league, which was great. And I feel like we've just come together as a team this season in a really strong way. We've got lots of experience on the team. Obviously, some of us are a little bit older. And it's just been great. You know, we've all played our part, and we've had a really deep team this season, and that's been brilliant.
Talking to your coaching staff before the game, there was a lot of conversation about how, you know, you've mixed the younger players coming in, and of course the more experienced players. How have you found their journey, the younger players, and even in today's contest?
Yeah, they've done brilliantly, and it's always great to have junior players, younger players coming through and playing, and hopefully they benefit from sort of our experience, and you know, it's really great to be able to sort of feel like you maybe setting a good example or mentoring the junior players a little bit, but it's been a really, really good mix this year for us, so it's been good.
And what does today's matchup mean to you as an individual player and to your whole team?
I was really excited for the game today, really nervous because it's always nerve-wracking playing in a final, but we've not played Birmingham this year because of course we're not in the same pool this year. So it's that bit of the unknown, you don't know what to expect, you've not played against the players. So yeah, it was exciting and nerve-wracking really, but we just wanted to come out, play our game, and you know, hopefully get the win, which we did.
Well, and you did, and in fantastic fashion as well. Thank you so much. Congratulations again on the win, and of course the MVP.
Thank you.
Sarah Cooney, and a brilliant performance by the Sheffield Hatters.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sarah. Thank you very much, Darren. And on behalf of the Sheffield Hatters organisation, I would actually like to make an apology. That was my fault. Absolutely my fault. Excuse me. Apologies to Lisa Riches and to the Sheffield Hatters. That's on me. I'll hold my hand up on that. But either way, congratulations to the Sheffield Hatters. 77-57 victors over the City of Birmingham Rockets. Join us in around half an hour's time as we will bring you the NBL Division Two final between the City of Birmingham Rockets and the St Helens Saints. But for now, I'm John Hobbs. This is Caroline Bullock. A pleasure joining you for this WNBL Division 2 final. Join us in a few minutes for the NBL Division 2 final here on the Basketball England YouTube channel. Take care.